So people are getting admitted. I think they are getting admitted rapidly. Let me wait for a half minute and then we start our class. Mind you that this weekend portion I want to tell you very clearly. This chapter will be called 100%. I will briefly talk about the scope of this chapter. Then we go to organic revision as per our plan. Okay. So please mind you that may I request you to kindly notice that in the lesson hydrogen and its compounds, you should definitely know how the hydrogen is existing in nature as 1H1, 1H2, 1H3. These three fellows which have same atomic number but differing in mass number due to difference in the number of neutrons. There are 0 neutrons, 1 neutron, 2 neutrons. But notice that they all have same number of protons. Protons are 1, 1, 1 only. Even in a neutral atom, electrons are also 1, 1, 1 only. This is called ordinary hydrogen. It is called deuterium and it is called tritium. It has a symbol D, it has a symbol T, it has a symbol H. Only hydrogen isotopes have different names. Others don't have that. Among these different isotopes, because they have same atomic number, their chemical properties are same. But they differ in physical properties and radioactive behavior. The 1H3 has 2 neutrons and 1 proton. N by P ratio is more than 1.6, means nucleus is unstable. Therefore, the tritium undergoes a decay to give a negatively charged electron called beta particle due to decomposition of one of its neutrons. When neutron breaks down to give a beta particle, it will become a proton. So the number of protons would become 2 and it becomes helium, no change in mass number. This process where tritium naturally breaks down to give a helium nuclide and a beta particle is observed due to its radioactivity. If I take 1 kg of tritium, it takes roughly 12.36 years to become half kg. The time is called half-life period. The beta particles it is giving out are harmless. So the tritium can be used as a tag. What is a tag? A tag is something that is used to identify the path of a molecule during a chemical reaction. So tritium is used as a tag. The tag is chemically called a tracer. Tracers are used to trace the path of a reaction. About hydrogen, you should thoroughly study about its preparation, about its chemical behavior and physical behavior. If possible, you should see what is ortho and para hydrogen. Mainly its uses. You should go to H2O. Why? Water is a liquid at room temperature. What type of hydrogen bonds it has, and how do I know whether a given water is pure? If it is colorless, odorless, tasteless, it is pure. What is heavy water? Heavy water is a deuterium oxide because hydrogen has 3 isotopes, namely 1H1, 1H2, 1H3, or hydrogen, deuterium, and tritium. Notice that the hydrogen can make H2O. Hydrogen can make H2O, no doubt. Deuterium can make D2O. Tritium can make T2O. Sometimes these two fellows together can make HOD. These two fellows can make DOT. And this can make HOT. It means you have ordinary water, heaviest water, and a mix-up. How many types of water molecules are there? 6 types of water molecules are there. In this, the D2O is particularly important. The heavy water plant is there in Manuguru in Telangana. The heavy water is used in nuclear reactors. And very interestingly, if I put any compound that has a acidic hydrogen like ethyl alcohol, in ethyl alcohol, the H plus is going out to some extent. Anything that can give H plus is called acid. So anybody who is having acidic hydrogen, if I put in heavy water, the acidic hydrogen is replaced by deuterium. So you will be getting, this is called exchange reaction. Notice if I put methane in heavy water, nothing happens. Because in methane, there is no acidic hydrogen. Acidic hydrogen is one which can come out as H plus. It can come out as H plus only when the H is locked to more electronegative oxygen in water, or HF, or HCl, or in acetic acid, so on. Whenever the hydrogen is locked to more electronegative atoms like oxygen, fluorine, chlorine, etc., it is acidic. Such acidic hydrogen is replaced by deuterium if placed in heavy water. This reaction is called exchange reaction. Can methane show any exchange? No. Why no? Because methane has no acidic hydrogens. If I take even ethene, put it in water, heavy water, no exchange. Now let me see. If I take acetone and put it in heavy water, can there be any exchange? Does it have any acidic hydrogens?
No, sir.
Now let us see, when the acetone is taken, the hydrogen here can make a shift from its position so that due to tautomerism, it can have a enol form. It is called keto form. Now the enol form has a acidic hydrogen. Therefore, with the D2O, it can urgently give CH2 double bond C, OD.
There 40 41 class.
Can you see this exchange?
Yes, sir.
Now, the OH group urgently exchanged the hydrogen with deuterium. But unfortunately, the enol form can go back to its keto form. When it is going back to keto form, what happens, sir? What happens? The deuterium shifts its loyalty to this carbon. It can become CH2D, single bond, C double bond, CH3. Can you see it, sir?
Yes, sir.
Now what happens? Again, it can have a tautomeric form. One more hydrogen can go to the positive side of oxygen. Notice that CD bond is always strong. Normally, whenever deuterium is bonded to carbon, that bond is stronger than CH bond. So in a now tautomerism, only ordinary hydrogen shifts. So you are getting CHD. It is called enol form. Again, the enol form can exchange its hydrogen with deuterium. Again, you can get this. Can you see it, sir?
Yes, sir.
Again, this can undergo tautomerism to give you. So like that, continuous tautomerism finally gives CD3, C double bond, CD3. So at the end of this chain, when heavy water is kept, acetone is kept in heavy water, all the hydrogens of acetone are replaced by deuterium. It is a IIT question asked in 2021, January. Have you understood this question, sir?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
So generally deuterium exchanges acidic hydrogens. If I put H2SO4 in D2O, I know H2SO4 has a structure like this, S double bond OH. These two are acidic hydrogens. Happily, they are replaced by deuterium. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Sir, there is another standard question. If I take a phosphorus oxyacid like this, carefully observe this structure. H3PO3. Put it in heavy water. What are the likely products, sir?
Sir, explain again, sir.
Can I get D3PO3? Yes or no?
No, sir. Only two are acidic hydrogens.
I won't get this. I
No.
can get D2HPO3.
Yes, sir.
This will not be replaced. That is an important IITG mains question.
Sir, explain again, sir.
Notice that this acid is called phosphorus acid.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
again.
What you are saying?
Sir, this explain again, sir.
I could not get. Come again, sir. Please.
Sir, he's saying, please explain again.
I don't know if you are repeating the same thing. How, man? Slowly we are doing. I am saying whenever there is a acidic
Sir,
hydrogen,
can you please explain one again?
whenever you are putting heavy water in any substance that has acidic hydrogens, acidic hydrogens are those where hydrogen is locked to more electronegative atom like oxygen or fluorine or chlorine, etc. Those acidic hydrogens will go out and H plus will come in. It is called exchange. If I put heavy water in methane, there is no exchange because methane has no acidic hydrogens. If I put D2O in H2SO4, it will become D2SO4 because it has two acidic hydrogens. If I put D2O in acetone, acetone looks as if it has no acidic hydrogens, but it's enol form. This is keto form. It can undergo keto-enol tautomerism. Its enol form has a acidic hydrogen. So the hydrogen of OH group in enol form can be exchanged by deuterium. When it is exchanged, this enol can again become keto form by shifting the deuterium to this hydrogen and by shifting the double bond to oxygen. So this is called Now, due to this tautomerism, the deuterium has gone here. Again, the keto form can have a enol form. When the keto form is becoming enol, the CD bond will not break, which is strong. The CH bond will break. So, like that, the continuous changes of keto-enol forms in T2O finally convert the acetone into CD3, C double bond O, CD3. It means all hydrogens of acetone are exchanged by deuterium. You understand? It's a standard IIT question.
Yes, sir.
At the end of the cinema, you are getting this. Another question which we looked at is, when the D2O is kept in H3PO3, only two hydrogens are exchanged. Right? Now, sir, if I put it in phosphoric acid, H3PO4, how many hydrogens are replaced, sir, by deuterium? How many hydrogens are replaced? All the three,
Three, sir.
H3PO4 will become D3PO4. Yes? H2SO4 became
Yes,
D2SO4. But H3PO3 did not become D3PO3. Why like that, sir? Why H3PO3 could not become D3PO3 when kept in heavy water?
Because
I
it
got
has
only
only two acidic
D2H2O3.
hydrogens.
The reason why one of the hydrogens was not replaced by deuterium is this is directly bonded to phosphorus. In H3PO3, one hydrogen is directly bonded to phosphorus, which is not acidic. Now, after this exchange reactions, I want you to notice hardness of water. What causes hardness of water? What causes hardness of water, sir?
Soluble salt of calcium or magnesium in the form of bicarbonate or chloride or sulfate.
That's what I was trying to impress. The sodium stearate is the soap. If the water contain certain dirty rocks like calcium, magnesium, iron, only these ions. Don't worry about sulfate ions. Don't worry about chloride ions. Don't worry about nitrate ions. The negative ions are no villains. Only the positive ions are villains. So, whenever the water has calcium sulfate, magnesium sulfate, iron sulfate, calcium chloride, calcium nitrate, etc., water gets hardness due to calcium, magnesium, iron ions. Water will not get hardness due to sodium ion, potassium ion, manganese ion, nickel ion, cobalt ion, zinc ion, ruthenium ion, platinum ion, palladium ion. There are 99.9% metal ions which don't cause hardness. Only there are three dirty rocks. Notice calcium, magnesium, iron are very bad only when the stearate ion is there. Normally, if the stearate is not there, they have no problem. Therefore, the calcium, magnesium, iron will make insoluble salts with stearate ion. They become a paste. They stick to the cloth when you are washing. So, soap cannot be used to clean the cloth with hard water. How to remove hardness of water? How to express the concentration hardness of water in ppm scale? Milligrams by mass of water in kg are important questions. Very frequently asked questions include Calgon process, ion exchange resin process, permutate process, etc. Also, simply if you add washing soda NaCO3 to water, both temporary and permanent hardness can be removed. The hardness is expressed in ppm scale. Milligrams of CaCO3 equivalents dissolved divided by weight of water in kgs. These particular problems are very important. You can get the problems. I am not revising them. Similarly, in H2O2, how to prepare hydrogen peroxide, how it is concentrated, mathematical problems related to concentration of peroxide, oxidation reduction process, and uses. These are the topics for study in the current weekend exam. The complete chapter is evaluative. Therefore, you are advised to prepare this chapter thoroughly. Post me any doubts if you have about the concentration expression of H2O2 or hardness of water related problems. Now we are looking at organic chemistry. In organic chemistry, so far you have seen inductive effect. For example, if you have a compound like CH2, 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 Cl, the Cl being more electronegative tries to pull the bonded electron pair and gets minus charge. This carbon gets a little plus charge. The transmission of charge through sigma bond, partial charge separation, is called inductive effect. It is called a minus psi effect because electrons are going away from carbon chain. Are we very clear, sir?
Yes, sir.
No, this is a permanent effect. Whether somebody is there, somebody is not there, it will be always there. Suppose if I have CH2 double bond CH2 plus carbocation, this can urgently move here so that you can have a resonance canonical structure like this. The complete shift of positive negative charges, the complete shift of pi electrons is called a resonance. This resonance is there whether the other molecule is there or not there. For example, if I have aniline, what is aniline, sir?
NH3 derivative.
In aniline, I would see that there is a lone pair, single bond, double bond, single bond, double bond, single bond, double bond, single bond. This type of conjugation to a lone pair or to a positive charge or to a negative charge will give resonance structures like this. Similarly, the negative charge can come here, 5 electron can go there. We can write 5 resonance canonical structures. These resonance canonical structures here, write it have plus. All these resonance canonical structures, which are 5 in number, exist whether there is somebody or no somebody. These are permanent effects where electrons are either partially shifting or completely shifting to give some charged species. They are responsible for reactivity and high acidic basic behavior of compounds. There are 3 questions on that. We will come back to them after 3 minutes. But at the moment, I want to look at some effects. Let us look at A and B are friends. They are very good friends. A wants to share what all wealth he has to B. B also wants to share whatever the ice cream, chocolates, biscuits, cookies he has with A. They are very cordial friends right from their LKG. Now they are in 12th class, studying in MS college. Very good. Now, he had certain very valuable gifts A has. He is about to give to B. At that point of time, a most beautiful girl approached A for the first time. Then immediately A will think that girl is very beautiful, coming forward to meet, but this dirty scoundrel B appears a bit more handsome than me. Maybe his father is earning a little more money than mine. So if that girl happens to see B, there will be danger to me. So this is a scoundrel. At the moment, I should somehow cheat, take all the property belonging to both of us and put here. Because what is being approaching A is a H plus which carry plus charge and no electron due to the Br taking away the electron. Notice that the naked H plus means hydrogen which is having no electron. So the naked, the critical situation. A and B are very good friends, and now they have shared everything. They are very cordial. Unfortunately, at one weak moment, something beautiful and naked approached A that is so tempting. So A will ditch the B, bring all the pi electrons and offer to H plus. Kel katam dukan darban. Immediately the CH2 will become plus and this fellow will be CH3. Notice B got no positive charge, innocent B, because it has been cheated by A. Because of the temptation of A as H plus is approaching. This type of temporary effects involving complete shift of charge are called electromeric effects. The electromeric effects, our A will not think of cheating B normally. Only it happens in special situation when somebody is tempting and approaching. The electromeric effects are temporary effects observed only when the reagent is approaching. Suppose the HBr goes away, the girl goes away. Then what happens?
Then it will come back to its original.
Then immediately B will say, oh my God, a Satan has entered into my brain. I behaved very, very, very rudely, very cruelly. I am very, very sorry. I beg your pardon. I touch your feet. In the name of Allah, you have to forgive me. To forgive is divine, and to curse is ghastly. Please spare me. Anyway, we are friends. Like that, B will tell to A, and A will say, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Now again, they regain their normal relationship. Happened fine. Now this time, some H plus of HF approaches A. Now urgently A will think that B is a scoundrel, that day he has cheated me. Now let me teach a lesson. Come on. So again the effect comes. Notice that such effects which are temporary and observed when the reagent is approaching, or electromeric effects, they are very important in organic chemistry. They are responsible for many reactions. In fact, such effects are important in human life also. They are responsible for many effects in human life. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now, the impact of the inductive effect, resonance effect, I want to. In organic chemistry, often we look at Lewis bases and Lewis acids. Ammonia is a Lewis base. Because it has a lone pair of electrons, it can offer to a needy. Anybody who is offering lone pair to a electron deficient fellow, electron pair donor is called Lewis base. Now the ammonia can donate the lone pair to H plus, but when the ammonia, one of the hydrogen is replaced by methyl group, because of the electron releasing inductive effect of methyl group, electron density increases, methenamine is a better base. So your life is incomplete, you are unhappy, so you are going to marry some girl B, then your life will be happy, very good. Very good. Now, earlier you are not donating anything to beggars. Now you are married to B. Tomorrow you may get a son or daughter. If you are not kind to people needy, tomorrow you may have problems. So you will be more considerate. You will be donating money to needy because your wife is also earning. She is supplementing you with more money. So because B is releasing electrons onto A, this is plus I effect. The electron density increases. And now at this point of time, suppose you are going to marry another girl. Wow. Now will you be more peaceful, more happy now? Ammonia is happy giving out electron to H plus. Now it became happier because it got a methyl group. Now suppose two methyl groups have come. Will it be more happy? Will it be a better base?
Yes, sir.
Supposed to be, provided if these two wives are not quarreling with each other, If they quarrel with each other and every day create a hell to A, he will be more unhappy. He will start developing enmity with the entire world. Come on. Yes or no? And these two fellows will not allow somebody to come and take the loan pair because they offer a lot of space. That is called, they cause disturbance in space, steric hindrance. Normally, I want to draw the diagram. Ammonia is donating the lone pair to somebody because somebody is able to approach the hydrogen, the nitrogen. In ammonia, somebody is able to approach the nitrogen. It can approach because there is space. If there is a methyl group, the space available became less. If there are two methyl groups, space available for H plus to approach became less. If there are three methyl groups, virtually there is no space for H plus to come on it. So the bulk of the groups linked to nitrogen, though the groups are trying to increase the electron density on nitrogen, cause a steric hindrance. Due to steric hindrance, trialkyl ammonia cannot be a good base. It is not a good base because it won't allow somebody to approach and take the electron pair. So now whenever there are alkyl groups substituted in ammonia, one is a poor base than two because in two, the alkyl group is increasing electron density. About 3, we may think that 3 may be a better base than 2 because there are 2 alkyl groups, they further increase the electron density. But there is a problem of steric hindrance. In fact, 4 is supposed to be the best base, but unfortunately it is never the best base due to serious steric hindrance. Now, in aqueous solution, all the problems of space steric hindrance will come. In gas phase, there is no problem like steric hindrance because there is no steric hindrance. The order of basic strength. What is basic strength? Which is a better base means 4 is greater than 3 is greater than 2 is greater than. In gas phase, this is always true. Whereas in aqueous solution, the order varies. It also depends on whether the R is methyl group, whether it is ethyl group, whether it is propyl group, etc. So the order is not always like this in aqueous solution. The order varies due to steric hindrance in aqueous solution. It also varies with respect to nature of alkyl groups. However, in gas phase, always the order is like this. This is the order of basic strength. Are you very clear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
I have another question, sir. Let me go to next slide. This is a very, very significant question, sir. Very, very significant. I have ammonia. I have phenyl ammonia or aniline. I have cyclohexylamine, and I have this molecule is called pyrrole. I call it as auntie, boy, chutney, donkey. Now my question is, which is a better base? If you permit me, I take one more. It is called pyridine. It also has a low. Now, which is a better base in auntie, boy, chutney, donkey, and element? Our rule is anything that can donate electron pair more readily is a better base. In ammonia, there is electron pair ready for donation. What happens in B? This nitrogen which has lone pair is linked to benzene. If I carefully see lone pair, single bond, double bond, single bond, double bond, single bond, double bond, single bond. Can you see that clearly, sir?
Yes, sir.
Now, the lone pair is in conjugation. Whenever the lone pair or a positive charge or a negative charge is in conjugation, it will try to flow into system. Let me draw it clearly next diagram, taking the case 2 separately. So this is the molecule which I have taken called aniline. By one single bond. Now, when the lone pair comes here, when it goes there, you got a resonance structure. Ladies and gentlemen, the nitrogen has lost the lone pair because it has been sucked by carbon, which is in conjugation. Now, in this structure, you can see nitrogen has no lone pair, so it is not a base. Like that, the resonance will continue to give 5 resonance forms. Due to this electron withdrawing inductive effect, minus or effect of phenyl group, the availability of electrons on nitrogen decreased. So it is not, it is a weak base. Why aniline is a weaker base? Aniline is a weaker base than ammonia because electron availability is decreased by minus R effect, electron withdrawing resonance effect. Are you very clear? Hello? Notice
Hello.
that this nitrogen is a good donor of electron pair if there are electron releasing groups. But if there is an electron withdrawing group, it will become a poor base. Also, nitrogen can donate its electron pair. Let's go to one more slide. Nitrogen can donate the lone pair of electrons if it is a sp3 hybridization. Here nitrogen is sp3, no double bond. If there is a double bond, if you have a double bond like this, hello? Okay, sir, sorry for the interruption. Now, this is a bad base because sp2 hybridized nitrogen is a very bad donor. sp3 hybridized nitrogen is a good donor. In other words, whenever nitrogen is part of double bond, it can't donate to anybody. Whenever nitrogen is making only single bonds, it is a good donor. Further, look at this. Which is the better base? What is the question?
Sir,
Where
time
is
up,
the...
sir. Sir, time up.
Wait, man. Let me complete it, man. I know time is up. If you create pressure, means I missed this important question. If the same question comes tomorrow in IIT, if we do halfway through, you will cry. It is a question that is likely to come. Please have patience. I close with this question. Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Now, sir, in this,
sir.
A
Yes, sir.
is a better base, no doubt. But C, if you look at, the CNH2 is linked to cyclohexyl group. It is an alkyl group with 6 carbons and cycle. Any alkyl group is an electron releasing group. So cyclohexyl amine is a better base. Due to plus I effect, electron density is increasing. C is a better base than
A.
B is a better base. Sorry.
A, sir.
If you apply pressure, something wrong happens. Give me time. Now I would say C is a better base than A. A is a better base than. A is a better base than. A is a better base than B. Please notice C is a better base than A. A is a better base than B. B is a better base than E. E is a better base than D. Donkey is worst. Pyrrole is even not acidic, not basic, it is acidic. Why pyrrole is not at all, why it behaves like an acid is to be discussed carefully. This important question we consider once again tomorrow because it is a result of the electronic effects. Now, there are 6 ways to ask questions in this. How many ways? There are IIT main questions on this. Tomorrow we start with this. This is very important. Okay?
Yes.
Therefore, tomorrow we continue. Today I am closing up because you are saying time is up. Thank you very much.